Hi everyone, Shane R. Monroe here, and the Atari Jaguar emulator BigPEmu for Windows, which we are playing here via Proton, recently supported CD-ROM game images. So I was asked if I would put up a video that shows BigPEmu on the Steam Deck playing CD-ROM titles for the Atari Jaguar. I grabbed a handful of them here. As you can see, they differ from the standard Jaguar files, which are .jag extensions. If you go here, you'll see that they're all CDI extensions, which is a CD image file. Now, you don't need the BIOS files for CD-ROM or for Jaguar with this emulator. However, apparently there is some better compatibility if you do use the CD-ROM BIOS. These sort of 3D ray-traced intros were sort of all the rage when CD-ROM titles first started coming out. The immense amount of storage space on these discs allowed for very gratuitous, essentially videos to be played back. Some were rendered like this one using probably Lightwave 3D at that point in time, but others actually had real full motion video intros, etc. It became sort of a popular thing, and the game itself took 2 megabytes and you had a 650 megabyte disc to fill up, so plenty of space. So I have not played most of these games. I've played Space Ace before, of course, the game we're going to look at last. But you'll have to forgive if I seem completely ignorant on how to play some of these games. I did do a little bit of pre-play, but this game in particular has a very interesting control methodology. So I'm doing the best that I can here, and I won't talk through the whole thing. But you can see the game does run, and it runs well. The controls are an odd combination. You can turn left and right, but forward and backward move the reticle, and you're supposed to just motivate forward with, like in this case, the B button. So it's very hard to get control of when you're used to a more standardized methodology of play. I'm trying to kill at least one of these, and I'm not doing a very good job. There we go. I got one, finally. Anyway, you can see the game works, and it works very well. I mean, this emulator is absolutely fantastic, even running through a Proton compatibility layer. There's not a native Linux version of this title, of this emulator, so you're going to have to use it under Proton. But I have another video. I'll leave a link in the description below showing you how to set this up and to play your own games. Now, I thought this Highlander had something to do with like Christopher Lambert's Highlander, but apparently Highlander is some sort of an animated series. Beats me. Once again, we see the sort of what you might call gratuitous and rather useless intro here, but they made use of the additional CD space, and these things for a short period of time were breathtaking. Being able to see this on a computer was simply amazing, or in this case, a console. And I left some of this in. I did skip a little bit, but I thought you'd like to see this. Those who are fans of the game and the franchise may enjoy seeing this. As you can see, they used highly compressed video. I don't know the exact video format that the Jaguar used, but you can see it's low frame rate. It's very highly compressed to make, even though they had plenty of room. But yeah, now we'll actually get into some of the game itself. This is sort of an unusual game. This is another one where the controls don't make complete sense. You turn left and right and move forward, and I got lucky with that, by the way. The first time I played it, I spent forever. I thought maybe he was still alive and I had to kick him while he was down, but that didn't work out. But it's kind of cool. I dig the atmospheric piece of this. Okay, I'll stop in a minute. I did like the atmospheric piece where you walk around the landscape and it sort of changes perspectives. So you get to see like almost like a multi-cam view of the level. I thought it was kind of interesting. And again, never played this game before, so I have no idea what I'm doing. So I'm just going to walk around and see what I can do. But I thought it was kind of interesting. And again, I know nothing of this particular property. And you can see that you could hold a considerable amount of data on these CD-ROM drives. Being able to load backgrounds even, like this probably was a game that really made some good use of that space. I'm sitting here trying to avoid this guy because if I get in a fight with him, I'll probably lose. That first one was just a complete That was like a Karate Kid crane kick. I'll never be able to do it again. And see, you have little cutscenes like that showing you can't get in there yet. And I thought I was going to be a badass here, and I was going to put him down, but it didn't work. And then when I did try it, I assumed I was trying to open the gate again. Whatever. Okay, so Iron Soldier is one of those ones that has a CD audio-based sound system, and unfortunately, I could never get it to run, even using the CD-ROM BIOS file, so we're going to have to skip that one. I know it's a popular title. I had no recourse. Now, Primal Rage is something I did know a little something about. Primal Rage was an arcade game which featured the same sort of, again, this was really popular. What else was there? Killer Instinct used the same thing. It was this sort of a stylized 3D rendered graphics. This was an arcade game originally. And that's the version that I'll play here. I'm not going to get into great depth with these, but you can see they're like ray traced or 3D dinosaurs. These might have actually been stop motion, I think. But this is basically Mortal Kombat with dinosaurs, just not as good as Mortal Kombat. You should be able to recognize the, the health and, stamina type bars. What I always liked about this game, and a lot of people didn't know about it, and I tried my best and I ended up losing, you can actually eat those people that are watching. If your health gets down too far, if you execute the command right, you can actually reach down and snarf one of those little guys up and eat them. I love that. Unfortunately, instead of actually just trying to kick the other dinosaur's butt, I was trying to figure out the command to eat one of the guys, and I couldn't quite get the combination down. So I ended up getting dead. But you see, it works. I mean, listen, if say I was trying to get him and I couldn't quite eat him. I don't remember what the trick was, but anyway. I did like Primal Rage in the arcade. I was a sucker for this particular stylized look of games. I liked the more realistic looks, even if they were low poly type views. All right, that's probably enough of that. So Space Ace is, of course, a full motion arcade video game. It came right after Dragon's Lair. A lot of people know Dragon's Lair, but I thought instead of doing Dragon's Lair, I'll do Space Ace. Because it's something that is not seen as much as Dragon's Lair. But it's the same bit. You're basically playing an interactive cartoon where you have to tap directions or buttons to keep the cartoon flowing. Now, the biggest problem with this game, outside of, listen, it's low resolution and it's the real video. It's not like they did graphics over the top of real video. This is the actual video from the arcade game, which was unbelievable back in the day. But you might notice there's no beeps when I'm moving. So in the arcade game, when you would actually perform a move, it would either buzz to let you know it was wrong or kill you, or it'd go bink, bink when you made the right move. This does not tell you. There should have been a bink there when I moved to the right, but there's nothing in there. So I can't tell when I've moved successfully or not. That's the big problem with this one. But you can see it does work. I always love this music bit for Space Ace. I love the energized music. I love it. Well, listen, you don't want to sit here and watch me play Space Ace. I hope you enjoyed this look here at BigPEmu CD-ROM playback. You guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, yada, yada. Leave a comment. Big thanks to everybody for watching. I'm Shane R. Monroe, and we'll see you next time. Take care.